Good afternoon, trainers. We're back again for another Fear Week. We got All-Star Mode matches today. First up, we're going to have Sunder versus No Sweat Gaming, and after that, around 9:30, hopefully, we're going to have, I believe the team is DFs Amethyst versus Persephone. Matches are about to get started, and yeah, we're in for some matches today. The map will be Rayquaza, too. So many matches. Yeah, best order too. Wow. Okay. That is three matches. Yes, that is true. Well, if everyone's ready to go, we can get started here. All right. One strategy I noticed the team employ yesterday was after the first round, they didn't do any bans, like on purpose.
Oh, Azuri versus TR?
Yes. They were just not ban anything in the subsequent rounds, and like that put TR in an uncomfortable spot. Just seeing what they play here. But the first game is going to act like a normal draft game. Checking out the bands. A lot of all-arounder picks. We're going to have the 4-hour man. We're going to have the champ. For Alligator, I forget he's in the game because he gets banned so much. And we're also going to have Moltres. A lot of engagement mons being banned. Pretty much all of them. Umbreon's a bit of a flex pick. He could go into engage. He could peel back to meet and look at target. He could wish as a support. Looks like we're also going to have Megadium. Megadium's been toned down a bit from this recent patch. It's still a pretty decent mon. It gets its ultimate at level 7. It won't be the only mon getting its ultimate at level 7 in the very near future. You know, you know. Next two picks are going to fall to Sunder. We're going to have Psyduck and we're going to have Suicune, two powerful picks. They control a lot of space in the mid range. Or actually, we're going to pivot into Zacian instead. Good, not bad. All right. Zacian has the ability to rip and secure. Suicune is a mage that controls space in the front line, usually with Whirlpool and Ice Beam, or it could be Icy Wind and Surf, either one. On the left side, buying a purple team for No Sweat, we're going to have Mega Lucario along with Articuno. And so far, this team wants to just go in for No Sweat. Interesting that they ban all the engagement ones. Maybe they're just banning powerful picks. Who knows? Can't really say. Back on the team of Sunder, we're going to have Miraidon as a ranged DPS. And we're going to also have Trevenant. Trevenant is a wonderful defender, one of the more traditional ones. One hammer and Horn Leech is no joke. They'll be stunning the opposition along with Suicune. Mounts get stunned, and then there's follow-up. Last two picks for No Sweat. We're going to have some attackers here. We're going to have Greninja, who services as also an attacker. There's a smoke screen. It has the gap closing ability with its ultimate. And then there's Zapdos, another mon that is a mage that stuns from the mid range with Thunderbolt and Zap Cannon. Last pick over for Sunder will be a Leafeon. All right. Leafeon might have a hard time getting in and getting out, which it chooses to engage the back line of mainly Zapdos. Greninja has the ability to, has a moment option. It has double team and has smoke screen. Articuno is there with the Blizzards, so if it can time it just right. The only one who could realistically peel for a mod like Zapdos would be Meganium. It would just be healing it too. So interesting choice, pretty balanced compositions. Sunder has a more traditional comp here, but No Sweat has a healing support, so that could shake things up here. The healing support is good into range DPS, but it needs some time to get set up. It is a level 7 evolution after all. All right, things are about to load up. Final preparations are over. Remember, all the mons that were banned and picked in this fear mode will be unavailable for subsequent rounds. So these 16 Mons are going to be gonzo next round. Also going to have to remember to take a screenshot of what was banned. So that's important. All right, let's get crazy. We're going to have Chikorita here head to the top. It is a support after all. And supporters and all-arounders pair wonderfully together. In the center, we're going to have Greninja as the jungler. A good choice. We want to have him as high level as possible to start steamrolling the game. But speaking of steamrolling, we're going to have Articuno and Zapdos at the bottom lane. That is a powerful lane to contend with. Zapdos with the secure, to be expected. Marlon has his work cut out for him. Back at the top, we're going to have Zacian and Suicune fighting Lucario here, getting a lot of damage. Lucario's going to have to back off, being healed off a bit with Chikorita. So that is something. But they're going to be a little lacking in the secure department. Speaking of, look who's lurking in the bush, looking to get some KOs. They have to be like ready for this. That's going to be one stack for Leafeon, also getting its levels as well. Roki is almost here. Another boosted attack from Suicune, taking a lot of stage control. We're going to have both attackers rotating from the bot lane to the top lane. It's going to be a 4-on-4. Zapdos takes down Leafeon. That is a huge pick. Zacian coming in with the Metal Claw, taking out Zapdos. But Zacian goes down to Lucario and a double KO. An eye for an eye. That leaves it a 2-on-2, but it's still a mess match. Another freeze on Froak. He's going to have to back up, and they're going to get the secure here. Looks like ultimately Sunder is the winner for this top exchange. But they can't get comfortable yet. Back at the bottom, Zapdos has respawned, trying to get Articuno to level 5. We're going to have Tremor try to do its best, but it's taking a lot of damage. I do agree with the eject. You got to preserve your life. Looks like its passive is activating, or is that a, that might have been a focus ban. Here goes a massive charge beam, and that's not enough damage. Zapdos has all the damage. The superior electric Pokemon in this game. It is 7:55 on the Rayquaza map. That means there's no objective, but there is Altaria and Swablu that spawn in. We're just gonna really like this farm. We're gonna turn into level 7 to 9, the farming opportunity for Sunder. Here comes a big Metal Claw, but Zacian's all by itself, getting the pick on Greninja. Double KO for Leafeon. There goes Bayleaf, unfortunate. Articuno's being boxed out. It can only deny space, but it can't really take the space. All right, Sunder is grouped up. They're taking full control of top. Lucario getting a pick over here. Leafeon goes down. Zacian backs up. Another huge Metal Claw. And that is a wipe up top. They're going to leave the top pad available. Zacian has elected to hold its points. Doesn't know who's going to show up. I do agree with this decision. Back towards the bottom. We're going to have Zapdos holding 30 points, trying to get a score in, but no dice. He might be KO'd here. Trying to weave in and out. Getting sandwiched by Suicune. Legendary on legendary violence. Back towards the top. Zacian was trying to hold it down, but here we are. Regieleki is going to walk in and out as the first pad broken in this game 1. 94-71. Big freeze on Suicune, but there's no follow-up. Speaking of follow, Trent is here to try to bail Suicune out. Towards the bottom, we're going to have Zapdos try to hold the pad by itself. Zapdos almost playing its life, almost getting a pickup on Leafeon. Greninja's back with the smokescreen, a boosted auto and a surf, and a double KO. They both go down. A huge Horn Leech. There's the Whirlpool Ice Beam, giving his teammates a chance. Miraidon is ulting. No one's going brought down just yet. Bayleaf is going to be able to walk out of there. Sorry, Meganium. Sunder taking control of the farm once again. Massive close combat and a KO from Zapdos, a double KO actually. Greninja is back, being very aggressive on this Miraidon, forcing it to be passive. Oh, Zapdos is holding the pad. He wants to score here. Zacian is here to try to stop that. The ult goes through and eject into the pad to score. Another massive freeze and a double freeze from Suicune. They both go down. But not without cost. And a Leafeon ult to clean it up. How to get this farm. He's holding 13 points and he is level 12 this early. This is spelling danger for the team of No Sweat. Sunder taking full control of the map so far. Trevenant fighting Zapdos a little bit to get some vision, trying to contest his farm. Suicune is here. Another high Whirlpool Ice Beam. Here comes Miraidon to back it up. Another big freeze into Miraidon ult. Can he get the pickup on somebody? Nope. No pickups. He's gonna have to cancel his ultimate. Articuno's gonna activate its own ult to freeze the pad to stop the scores. Zacian all over the Regieleki up top, but Zapdos is all over these guys at the bottom, ulting in to get the pet KO. Greninja's ulting in to pick up on Leafeon. Leafeon goes down, but so does Greninja. All right, looks like No Sweat's gonna start getting active on this Registeel here. Miraidon's trying to find its way in, but his health is low. I don't think it's worth dying for that objective. Zapdos with another ultimate, objective secure. Zapdos is picking up a lot of KOs here. Uh-oh. A massive engage from Lucario. Power-up punch secure. Next on the chopping block is Trevenant. Lucario, wait, going in, another power punch. Back into the power-up punch. KO. And a double KO. Zapdos in with more damage. Oh, you're out of position, buddy. Oh, Greninja's coming in with the Ninja. Taking down Leafeon. That is a huge pick. He was level 14. That is delicious levels. You love to see it. All right, things are slowing down a bit.
That reminds me of Candy Crush.
True. Hit him till Candy comes out. Looks like Trevenant's trying to break the ice at bottom. Trying to enable backcapping on that bottom pad once again. Both teams are pretty even in levels. Another big freeze from Suicune. Zacian using Metal Claw to swipe away the Zap Cannon. That is a feature of Zacian. He can destroy projectiles. Most people forget about that. All right, a big charge beam. Sunder wants to take strong positioning in the center area for Rayquaza that's about to spawn in 20 seconds. All right, both teams are prepared. Time to get ready for this objective. Articuno's gonna go in first. Trying to bush check. Found the Trevenant. About to get squeezed in. Yep. That's the thing about Articuno. It doesn't take space. It can only hold. Another freeze on Meganium. Trying to push him out of here. There goes an ultimate from Greninja. Trying to get some KO. Suicune goes down. Trevenant goes down. Ultra flying. Articuno's back. Another massive medical. Down goes Greninja. Leafeon has to get out of here, taking too much damage. All right, No Sweat's gonna be all over this objective. They've retaken control. All right, who's gonna get this secure? It's gonna be Zacian!
With the flash.
All right.
Season 10 trauma.
Trying to break this side. I'm gonna score here, and you're not gonna stop me. Can we get the 40? Excellent. Can we get the 50? Excellent. That is 108. Comes. It is double time. And it's Rayquaza. Rayquaza's shield is very mean. The scores are all but guaranteed. Another freeze from Articuno. Good idea. Another team fight here. Down goes Meganium. Down goes Lucario. Next on the top block, that's a massive freeze. More Scorch are flying in. Trevenant's gonna get his buckets in. A massive Horn Leech. Down goes Greninja. Leafeon goes down. This is all but over, folks. A double KO for Articuno and Zacian. And next is Zapdos, another ace. Well, this part is just a formality. Looks like our boy Sunder gonna take game number 1. Game 1 complete. Let's check out these numbers. Final score will be 112 to 851, a convincing win over for Sunder. Looking at the details page, the MVP is going to be Suicune Glory with an 88 overall rating and 15 assists. A lot of assists over for Sunder. And Leafeon picking up all the kills. You'd love to see that is what its job is for, with 12 KOs from Barn. But I would like to point out Chunty with 11 KOs himself, 69 overall rating. He or she's done a wonderful job this game, but it wasn't enough. Checking out the battle data here, the numbers do not lie. Suicune has 103,000 damage dealt against No Sweat Gaming. That's a lot of damage on Suicune. Out damaged the Miraidon 2 and a Zapdos? That's a major, right? If I've ever seen one. Speaking of things being seen, let's see how No Sweat makes some adjustments here coming into game 2. Stay tuned. Right? Back to these picks. All right. Those 16 mons are in the past. Let's move on to our bright future. And we're going to start off with a bang. We're going to get rid of Mew here. Mew is a good attacker, more of a support attacker. There are some of those like that in this game. You can argue most attackers are actually function this way, but especially Mew. With all these different movesets. And it also has a wonderful lane partner, especially at the beginning. It has a strong secure with a light screen E-ball combination. Can out secure almost anything in the game, so they're going to get it off the board. Following me, we're going to have a slow bro. Looks like Sunder doesn't want to be locked down from their picks, their hyper carries they're trying to surmise here. And there's going to also be a Blastoise and Psyduck ban. Those make sense. Those mons were a terrible duo, an oppressive duo not too long ago, and it's good to see them off the board. We're also going to get Comfy off the board. We don't want to enable any speedsters or diving all-arounders, so that's just now out of here. The last ban is going to be... Wait, what? Sylveon? Hey, what? Sylveon's in the game? Word? All right. They just... I guess that's a target ban, or they just couldn't figure out who to ban in time. Interesting.
I was like, wait, Sirfetch was a good pick.
Agreed. A good first pick over for No Sweat. It will be Blissey. Blissey is still available. There's still plenty of mons left. There's about 90 characters in this game, and we're gonna reach 100 very soon. So looks like both teams are gonna cover some supports. There's not gonna be many supports left after this game, so I'm looking forward to see that. Gonna have Sunder, gonna have a Latios and a Vaporeon. Vaporeon is kind of a flex pick. It could be a defender, it could be a support, whatever the team needs at the moment. Let's see how this draft continues, though. We're gonna pick about huge picks. We're gonna have a Mega Charizard Y, and we're also gonna have Mamoswine, a wonderful defender. It likes to engage. It can peel. It can steal people with Ice Fang. Ice Fang has a deceptive range. Mega Charizard Y has the bound property on its ultimate. It's a good board breaker for any setups any team has. And Slowbro is banned. It's one of its counters. Good choice, good pick. Back over to Sunder. We're going to have Latios' big brother and Latios. Latina and Latino are here together. They like to be together. We're also going to have a Darkrai. Interesting composition here so far. A lot of mods that don't want to play from the front outside of the Vaporeon. They're also going to have a Darkrai and a regular Lucario since the Mega one has already been picked first game. Last two picks over for No Sweat is going to be Talonflame and an Espeon. So True Blue, No Sweat Gaming has a very balanced comp. They can kind of do a little bit of everything. Though I will say one thing that this team, for Snow Sunder, their composition absolutely excels in is engagements. Charizard Y wants to go in, get a grab. Mamoswine wants to go in, probably with an Earthquake and an Ice Fang. There's a Brave Bird or Fly Talonflame, and due to the ultimate of Espeon, even it can engage with its ult. And Espeon can also engage with its ultimate following somebody else. This comp wants to go in. Meanwhile, for Sunder over here, not quite seeing the theme just yet. It looks like they're going to be relying on Latios a lot for its stacks to get some real punching power. Draco Meter would work here. Any moveset would work here. Draco Meter just has the biggest reward because it's doing the most damage at the moment. Once upon a time, Dragon Pulse also did that. Dark Racer is a good pick. It can isolate a target, and it can always go Dark Void to be very non-committal.
Don't you dare nerf it, Timmy.
What, Dragon Pulse? Or Dark Void?
No. Or Latino.
Yeah, they keep nerfing that mon and buffing it.
Yeah,
just leave it
don't
alone.
you dare nerf it anymore.
Honestly, Dragon Pulse can use a bit of a buff. It's a bit undertuned again. So, is what it is.
Oh, there goes the blip.
There it goes on a great journey of self-discovery. Hey, let's keep an eye on it, actually, for a little bit. Oh, yeah. Latios is a very slow securer and farmer. He likes to take his time. He's going to lose that red buff, by the way. Easy. Let's take a look down here. Goodbye. All right, Vaporeon is almost at level 4 already. Good pacing. Same with Espeon. Trying to get as much farm as they can. Good, secure. We are ready. Back at the top. Let's see what's going down there. There is something happening up here. Lotus is about to tick into 5, naturally. Doesn't have to secure any farm. He doesn't evolve. Almost time for 850. I do like the decision to send Espeon to the top. Got a massive pick on Latios. Really? All right. Latios is very excited. There's a lot of people in front of it, so he can start getting its stacks early. For every 25 Eon stacks, that is an extra meteor, which means more damage. The meteor count starts out at 2.
That's probably why I love Latios, because you do math. I'm like, ooh, over 100 stacks. That's when I know to go
now
in.
I'm a Pokemon. This is great.
Right?
Massive Ice Fang into the side beam move set. Big, good pickup.
Oh.
That Vaporeon's gonna have to do a lot of work in this set. Another Ice Fang into another side beat combo. Can we have more side shots, please? Ice Fang. Now we're gonna get this farm. Gimme.
Yeah, get her at level 8 and Mamo just
Yeah.
mini stack. Get the points.
This Vaporeon can't do nothing right now. Getting bullied. Let's check out top lane. About what you expect right now. They're having full control over top. This Latios is level 8. He's a jungler after all.
Yeah, it's getting a stack early.
Get the farm, hit the people, get a steady stream of stacks. They're gonna be all over this objective here. That is 3 meteors, so that means Latios has at least 25 stacks. They're gonna like to break this pad so Regieleki can walk even further. What's gonna be the defense for no sweat? At the bottom, Vaporeon has been bullied all game so far. Espeon has bigger and better things to do. It has to stop this push. It is just Lucario up here. Oh, there is a chase down here. Trying to defend this pad. Vaporeon, you're not welcomed here. Take this. There's the Fly Talonflame electing to get some good damage on Vaporeon. It's gonna ult to save its life. So here goes the Latias. Charizard Y ult again, trying to grab... Oh, Darkrai, but he got us gonna escape into the hole. Well, at least we're gonna grab Latios here. He's gonna try to get some stacks before it goes. Double KO for Charizard. Next on the chopping block is Lucario. Yep, there it goes. Triple KO for Charizard. Not bad at all. Well, let's see what Charizard's up to at the top. Gonna get some farm. It is level 12 before the 5-minute mark. Wonderful pacing. Telekinesis. Draco Meteor. Both of them ulting it. Double KO! Father, son, Kamehameha. There goes Charizard. Oh no! You thought you could take out my Charizard and get away with it? Get back here! Oh no, it missed the strikeout, but it got the side wave, yo! Yes! Yes! That's how you play Espeon. Espeon got the clap back.
I see you're a bigger fan now as time goes by.
Yes. I love me some Espeon. Espeon said, I alone am enough to handle the both of you. Well, looks like Darkrai's gonna get started on this objective. Very slowly, but that's not Darkrai's fault. How can a mon that does so much damage on, like, enemy Pokemon do so little damage to objectives? I don't get it.
Yeah, that's the downfall of Darkrai that I've noticed.
That's like a built-in weakness, though. Can't have it be good at everything. Oh yeah, Latios is loving this. More stack opportunities.
Oh, Mamo.
Oh man, No Sweat is holding this pad. They're holding this pad. Espeon putting in overtime. Chansey with the... Oh, missed the egg. Darkrai lives to fight another day. Did you hear that, folks? That is Mamoswine back on the scene. Back to defend top pad. Let's take a look at him. All right, Lucario. Cruising for a bruising. That is a whiffed Ice Fang. And Earthquake, but Lucario's running out of options here. His cooldown should be available again. It's going to be able to X-speed a little bit out of here. Nope, taking too much damage. KO. But Sunder was going to be all over that bottom pad. That's going to be a decent overcap, and he's going to get it on time. Levels and art charge for Blissey here. All right. Last objective before the last objective. We're going to get this Regieleki done right. Charizard Y is all over it. Gonna get the secure here. The rest of the team is taking some positioning towards the center. Vaporeon is doing a bush check. There is another Ice Fang. Looks like Latios is fully stacked. He has at least 100 Eon. That means 6 Meteors, baby. It can keep getting stacks, but now these Meteors are just gonna do that much more damage. A big ult from Charizard. You gotta be able to take down somebody, big guy. We'll take the Vaporeon. That's a good pick. They don't have a healing support. Oh no. Father, son! Oh no! There it goes. Time for the cleanup here. It is a 3-on, we'll make it a 2-on-2. Mammal's fight, make it a 1-on-2. There's just the bravest bird. Fly Talonflame. Getting that fly ready. No eject, it's gonna be able to get away. But it's stalling for a good time. Oh no. Oh no. Talonflame, get out of there. Here's an egg. Alright, Charizard is back on the scene. That is a huge Ice Fang. Down goes Vaporeon. Yeah, maybe. Yes, it does. Scores 292 to 239. No Sweat has to make a move. They are behind. Lucario getting a pick. That should be easy pickings for Latios. Yes, there it is. All right, Sunder's doing a good job boxing everyone out. Mambo's doing an excellent job defending that pad. No easy scores. No Sweat is in the lead. Sunder's got to do something. They're going to give up on ripping. Oh, that's some scores. Talonflame is not close enough to get an auto attack in. Uh-oh, that should be it. Oh, massive damage for Talonflame. He goes down. 292 to 383. Sunder, it looks like it's going to take game number 2 here. Strong showing for the Laddie twins. They had an answer for Charizard. If we both ult Charizard and we start backpedaling, Charizard naturally doesn't stun any of us with that moveset, so we're going to get this damage in. And then he gets stunned by telekinesis, and then he gets hit with meteors. That is a key part of their offense, so taking out Charizard Y was a good decision. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Sunder is leading the set 2-0. They're on match point. Final score here is 292 to 383 here. MVP is going to be Barn on Latios. 5 KOs, 4 assists, 86 overall rating. I also have a standout stat here. RBK on Lucario with 9 KOs, 9 picks. Good stuff. Let's check out this battle data to support this. I see how he got 9 KOs. 91,000 damage dealt. Good stuff to RBK. They should be proud of their work. We're going to take a small break. Get this next match set up, so stay tuned. Hey, welcome back. We're here at round number 3 for All-Star Draft in Fear Week. Another 16 Mons have bit the dust. And now we're here. Some heavy hitters like Psyduck, Blastoise, Charwai, they're just not available right now. But that means there's Surfetched. It is still available. We got some healing supports too. Looks like No Sweat wants to ban these out. No more supports. Get them out of here. Not much defenders left either. At least any of the traditionally strong ones. Looks like also going to have Sunder take out some target bans. We're going to get rid of the Cinderace. We're going to get rid of the Mimikyu. We're going to get rid of some strong duelists. Crustle was the last, I believe the last defender, no? That's traditionally strong. All that's left is like, what? Lapras, Gudra, Greedent, Ho-Oh. The undesirables, quote unquote, for defenders. But hey, a defender is a defender. Let's see who picks what. Gonna have Raptor here doing the first pick. See, we're gonna have a Wigglytuff. That's gonna count as frontline. If it's going the Sig moveset, it should also weaken the special defense of whoever it captures in its Sig. Next 2 picks falling to Sunder, our orange team. We're going to have the rest of the supports being picked here. There still should be some left. It should also be Sableye. It would be like the last one then, I'd imagine. We're going to have Alcremie, and we're going to have Lapras. All right, we're going to the Tier 2 defenders here. Lapras is a decent choice given the situation of the game state. Next 2 picks over for No Sweat. Sandwich is actually still available. That is a very strong pick. If the all-arounder for the team can play it, I would suggest you pick it. We're going to have Feral on Eldegoss, I believe. That should be the last healing support available in this set. And it's going to be picked. And speaking of Surfetched, RBK is going to be all over it, coveting it for itself. That is a very strong all-arounder. Still plenty left. Still so many Tigers and all-arounders in this game left. It's like the game is made for them. It's also going to be accompanied by an Absol. There is the Speedster for their team. Next 2 picks going to fall towards No Sweat. They're going to take Blaziken. They're going to take Galarian Rapidash. All right, another balanced composition, more or less, for No Sweat. Looking at that comp still, it doesn't really want to engage. It has the tools to do so. It has the Rapidash. It has the Wigglytuff going in with the Blaziken. And we also have Venusaur providing covering fire. Meanwhile, on the team of Sunder, oh yeah, they have 3 main engagers. 4th if you count Lapras ult. That team wants to go in. And it looks like they want to clean up. Instead of going with attackers that scale a little bit late, they're going to take some speedsters that can scale and snowball a little bit early if they reach their level 5. And speedsters actually play well into Rapidash. Rapidash actually has a tough time fighting with people that can keep up with it, aka other speedsters. So yeah, I'm liking the draft here for Fear Week. It is grounded in sound logic. What do you think, Umi? Umi thinks it's great. I know, I hear it in my mind. And you know she's muted. She thinks this is a great composition and that Fear Week is such a wonderful game mode that levels people's up. See, I knew it. See? Right on mine.
I love when the blood boils. Makes you
All right, who's going to be our jungler? We're going to have, up at the top, we're going to have Eldegoss running with the Ponyta. We're going to have Torchic, soon to be a Blaziken, being the jungler. At the bottom, we're going to have Jigglypuff and Bulbasaur. They'll be going off against Absol and Lapras. It could go either way down here. Yasquata's going to be the jungler, already reaching level 4. And Surfetch, which went down, is up at the top, leaving Alcremie all by itself. Now, that shouldn't be the case for a Surfetched up in the early game. He actually has a decent early game. It might have been a bit of a flub here.
They stole all the farm.
They stole all the farm. All right. Looks like they're gonna be playing for a bottom pad as per usual. I'm looking down here. They're trying to get these speedsters online. Down goes Masquerada. Not quite ready to fight this Wigglytuff. That should change momentarily. What's going on over here in an invasion force? Going in. Rapidash doing massive damage to the heart of this team. I do agree with you, Ranger. Night Slash on Meowscarada can be a problem. As another pickup on Alcremie. They're going to need levels up there. Speaking of levels, we're going to have a secret mission over for Meowscarada. Doing a good, smart decision of counter-invading to get some experience back. Though its pathing is a little bit greedy. I would have went for the ball toys first. It got the KO too. That did so much damage. Why? Oh, interesting. We're gonna have... Uh-oh. Absol getting caught by the sludge bomb. Getting some massive damage on Ivysaur, but no crit. This mon lives and dies by crits. He's gonna have to disengage here. Lapras goes down. Lapras is another defender that doesn't really take space, but holds it. Oh, that's a massive match shot. Another crit. Double crits for Absol. More attacks. Another front shot. Huge Blaze Kick into Overheat. Couldn't quite save Blaziken, but it got good damage on the Solar Beam. Well, Wigglytuff X-speeding right in, slapping the competition. There goes the Bubble Beam, slowing down this Venusaur so it can't secure this objective. It's all on Absol now. Who's gonna get it? It was Wigglytuff.
It was
Wigglytuff, this team's strongest soldier, slapping the competition, not being brought down. Support with the support. The strongest there is. Another backshot, another Solar Beam. Well, all right. Back to the neutral here. Ivysaur's getting a lot of value right now. Though I surmise that the team fight's gonna change once Absol reaches level 9. Oh my god, smart strike, smart indeed. Down goes Absol. Didn't even have a chance. There goes Lapras. Meowscarada is here getting clipped by that ult. And Solar Beam combination. Absol ulting in, disappearing. Oh, all right. No Sweat coming into its own in this game number 3. Score right now is 174-16.
It's a slap, man. I was really impressed with like how they're combining all of it with the CC, with the horse, LD like being right behind them, and then Wiggly going in and stopping them and stunting them just like this.
Uh-oh, Rapidash is in danger.
Oh, he's in danger though.
Bit of an overzealous ultimate
Bad
here.
example, but earlier.
You know, I want to give experience back to these speedsters, getting their grubby little hands on points. Wigglytuff is too slow to stop that, but has to get into position to defend this pad. Smart striking into the opposition. I do like that Venusaur follows up its Solar Beams with whoever Rapidash smart strikes. But with neither to stop this score, It's gonna be tough. A massive back shot, 2,000 damage for the horse. It goes down. Well, Registeel's gonna falter Sirfetch'd and friends. Taking a look at Wigglytuff, a massive bad shot, 1,700 damage. It's gonna ult for the shields, but I don't think it was in range of Buddy Barrier. This Wigglytuff is aggressive, but it's gonna learn its role. It's gonna learn its place very soon. This is the late game. You have no place here. There goes the D-Tech from Sirfetch'd, pairing the Smart Strike. Back at the top, Meowscarada. Yep, Solar Beam, Smart Strike combination once again. A strong call out for this team. Another Solar Beam. This Lapras holding it down, just there to take damage for his team. Sunder has stabilized a bit. The score is 134 to 133. They've caught up. Yeah, Wigglytuff cannot fight Absol by itself any longer. The level gap is too great. All right, about a minute left until Rayquaza, perhaps for the final time, if Sunder has anything to say about it. Top objective is going to spawn in first. Most of Sunder is congregating at the bottom. We have a, a bit of an altercation up here, but nothing ventured, nothing gained. Rapidash is going to back off towards its own pad. Now most of Sunder is over at the top. They might be all over this Rapidash. Back shots! Oh my god! No! Blaziken all by itself. Nah, those are speedsters. They're going to take you down right away. That is a huge pick. Honestly, they should be aggressive on this team fight. Be all over this Venusaur. Uh-oh. They're gonna be all over somebody. Lapras goes down once again. Absol trying to get some picks. That is a big pick on Rapidash once again. Next is Blaziken with Solar Beam. Down goes Absol. Sirfetch'd is trying to beat here. There's a Masquerada ult on Blaziken. It barely survived, but that's look at that super speed from the ultimate.
Sirfetch'd down.
Another huge Solar Beam. This man hits, but it's gonna get healed off by the dollops. Uh-oh, it was waiting in the choke, waiting for Rapidash to walk in. That was an interesting AI from the double team for Meowscarada. That is a clone. That's not the real one. Sunder's in the lead once again, so they're holding all the cards right now. No Sweat has to make a move, but they have to really rely on Rapidash and Blaziken to do so. Another huge exchange. Absol going in like a maniac. They just had to play defense a little while longer. That is a clone they hit. Meowscarada still on the scene. Another big Solar Beam. Down goes Meowscarada. This is falling apart fast. Sirfetch'd still has an ultimate. It's going in. KO! Double KO! Come here. Give me it. Yes! Slash! Triple KO. Sirfetch'd becoming the hero of this game number 3. Blaziken's like, I gotta rip it, please. Rayquaza, help me out here.
Blaziken, you're not buffed anymore.
Lapras, no! No! Sunder taking game number 3. What a set. $174 to $395. Game 3 winner, and the winner of this set is Sunder from Down Under, bringing the thunder. Looking at this details page. The Bear MVP, absolutely 6 KOs, 6 assists, 86 overall rating. But hey, let's not get it twisted. That Meowscarada was bringing the pain. 5 KOs, 3 assists, 77 overall rating. It kept them alive. There was always another speedster that No Sweat always had to manage and worry about. A good call for this game 3 this deep into All-Star Draft. Looking at the Battle Data, and yes, as I suspected, 60,000 damage dealt between Absol and about 70k damage dealt with Masquerada, but a big stat over here for Naldi, the Venusaur, 101,000 damage dealt. Those solo beams really hit. They really synced up with the Smart Strike from Rapidash. Good teamwork, you two. You'll get them next time. Well, that's it for this set, but we should have one more on the way at 9:30. And this set finished a little bit earlier than expected, so...
No, we
Yeah.
have one at 9, bro.
You want me to do that one at 9 or one at 9:30?
Well, do that at 9, and then I'll just finish the rest of it, and then you jump to the 9:30.
No, we're going to be jumping around. Which was the 9 o'clock set? It was the Abyss Order set, no?
Yeah, versus D4.
All right, well, I'm going to be hopping onto that. You guys stay tight, sit put. We're going to get that up for you guys in one moment. Well, for the first time ever, these guys are on time.
Time.
Wow. I don't have
Wow.
to beat the brakes off of them this time.
Yeah. So we can do math here, but we just can't be on time.
Apparently. Well, since they are here, let's check out these bans for fear mode. I see some supports getting banned, some toxic ones at that. There's the Comfy, there's the Gadium, there's Charizard Y, there's Feraligatr, who's they just keep banning it. I just want to see it. Come on, guys. I just want to see the Johto starter. He's one of my favorites. Well, Typhlosion is a strong pick, the last of the Johto starters. It has been buffed up by Eruption. Yo, Eruption is like crazy, actually, now. Eruption is no joke. Same with Moltres, bringing the heat as well with the overheat. And a Blastoise. Oh, that comp wants to engage. No, they're going to take another bird. No, they're going to take Blue Boy here. Big man, Blastoise. That comp wants to go in. How will D4 respond? We have 2 engagers. Usually if you have mons that can just deal with one-on-one engagements, or you can dive yourself or hold some space. Double defenders here. Snorlax, Articuno. Good picks. They can kind of counteract whatever Moltres and Blastoise wants to do. Wall shuts down Surf. Not bad. Not bad. Next 2 picks over for Orange Team are Abyss Order. They're going to have some range here. We're going to have some Psyduck with Surf, perhaps. Most likely Surf. Surf and Psychic kind of deal with whoever's in the mid-range. Solar Beam Venusaur, another good choice. Can outrange those defenders. And Typhlosion. That is another excellent choice. Looks like D4 is going to double down on the mid-range here with Zapdos. All legendary birds are on the same screen. I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. We're also going to have Rixers, the Speedster, to try to keep that Venusaur in check, but that's going to be a tall order. They got some great peelers. Actually, they're going to do a double mage comp here. So that explains their bans. They've banned Machamp, they've banned Feraligatr, they've banned Meganium, they've banned mons that just really want to engage and want to get in there, and they almost can't be stopped. Looks like this was their plan all along. All right.
I love how even during Fear Week, the comps are balanced.
Yes. These guys aren't amateurs.
Good job.
Comps are thought out. They're thought out,
People
sorry.
have to see multiple picks, multiple comps based on the maps that are given per Fear Week. And you guys are clearly showing it.
Yeah, they're also doing a very good job of pivoting into different composition types.
Forward into the playoffs because Umi chooses.
Is it just me, or is Turkey name highlighted?
It's highlighted.
Why is it highlighted?
Oh, so you can use code to like change the color of your font to like blue and gold and stuff like that if you use M code.
HTML, yeah, in the name.
Mhm.
I didn't know that was still in this game. Anyway, all right, let's get started. Speaking of Turkey, Turkey will be the jungler for his team right now. Heading straight to center lane. Cyndaquil, Typhlosion is a good mon that can go into any different position. It's a bit of a flex pit. It could be a jungler, it could be a laner. We're gonna have Snorlax here. Moving on to the jungler. They have figured out who the jungler is. It is Bulbasaur. He's getting double invaded. Get that. Give me. Yes. Yes. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. This is a bad matchup for you. You got a bail, son. You can't defend against me. Yes. More. Eat. Give me more. There's a full heal and a secure tackle attack. Yes. We got all the food. It's time to bail. You want to fight me, sonny boy? Or you want to keep vision? Well, he's going in to fight Greedy. Wait, hold on. That is Focus Band. That is Pedal Dance Venusaur, I believe. Interesting. What are these guys up to? That comp really does want to engage. Well, 4 hands on deck. We're going to leave Zapdos at the bottom. He can defend himself all right. There's the Flame Wheel. Down he goes. Sonic already has the headache and won't have a second headache. Down he goes as well. Moltres just has to sit and watch. All he could do in the end was just watch. All the humanity. Back at the bottom, Zapdos has his hands full. Gonna have to back him a bit, play its life. There is the potion from Squirtle Squirt. He's gonna have to take what he can get. That is fine. You've given your team advantage somewhere else. Things have stabilized, but there is another invade. A double invade, a 2-on-2. Down goes the bird. Snorlax takes down Psyduck. He should have focused his attention on the Ivysaur. Snorlax is gonna try to heal that off. I wonder if he has X speed. Interesting. Also interesting. Well, you've done a good job, Snorlax. You've fought the good fight. Now it's time to resign. He's giving his teammates a lot to work with. Typhlosion is going to get the Sun Form unimpeded. Back at the top. Well, Articuno's going to have to bail. He took too much damage. Typhlosion's going to have to eject as well. Running them right into... Whoa, Typhlosion's right there. Vision has been revealed. He's going to go after the Psyduck, taking an easy 3v1. Down it goes. Back at the bottom, Zapdos. Now with his defender. Making an advance onto that pad. Wartortle can only do so much by itself. Looks like they're going to begin ripping these farm right here. There's the discharge. There's some secures. More secures. 30 points. There's discharge one more time. Now it is Zap Cannon. Another huge heavy slam. There's Thunderbolt. Yes, yes, yes. Big Zap Cannon. There's the boosted auto. More. There's another heavy slam. Give me more. Thunderbolt. Uh-oh. Oh no, backup's here. Run away! Run away! Snorlax made it right out of there. Zapdos also made it right out of there. Oh, that was an opportunity for Zap Cannon. No! Uh-oh. Venusaur's all over this Reggie eyes. He's got his eyes on the prize. It's time to secure. Yup. Thunderbolt, Zap Cannon for the secure. What a tough team. D4 has some really strong early gamers, early laners. They have the Zapdos, they have the Articuno, they have Snorlax. Block, not quite, didn't quite get the timing right. He's gonna try again in about a moment. There's the X speed on Articuno. I believe that is his best item. Uh-oh, we got somebody. We got somebody. Jeez, that Psyduck is really bulky. Oh boy. Another heavy slam and another block. But this God of War has an ultimate. They're gonna have to be careful. Zapdos is gonna ult. That's another heavy slam. He's being slowed down here. We're gonna get Blastoise. You've had enough. Oh, there goes their engager. There goes Snorlax. Typhlosion is ready to ult. He's just ready for them to walk in. Down goes Zapdos. Next on the chopping block is Articuno. Moltres has reconvened at the bottom. Moltres has ulted, bringing Vision on the team. Typhlosion is about to ult here. He's about to catch somebody. Down goes Moltres. Time to engage. Down goes Sonic, a double KO. Let's see who we're gonna pick up here. All right, looks like most of the team of Abyss Order, sorry, D4, is heading towards the top. At least Snorlax to hold it down, which he's been doing a wonderful job of so far. He wants his juicy heavy slam. Juicy, juicy, juicy heavy slam. Typhlosion's a little bit late there, but there is the eject. They got it out of Gardevoir. Next advance should be a good one. More farm, another heavy slam. Eruption has been used, however. A lot of damage on Typhlosion. What a juicy 2-on-2, but while this was all happening, Death and Destruction was falling top lane. Top lane no longer exists for Abyss Order. Back to Snorlax. It has this ultimate, biding its time. God of War hasn't been getting anything done. It's been losing all the farm exchanges. It's still level 10. Another ult here. Yep, one from Psyduck this time. Master Soul being just missing Typhlosion. A big Zap Cannon. Another Heavy Slam. Another block. We got Venusaur. That's a big pick. Take this. Talonflame getting some farm. Articuno getting some farm. They're about to lose this pad. Articuno's like, don't worry, guys. I'm here now. I'm here now. Freeze. Time for some cleanup with Fly. Talonflame's ulting and it whiffed. But it got behind him. That's what I wanted. Whiffing the Fly. A bit sloppy with the cleanup. The defenders are doing a good job with the engages, but the attackers and the supports, along with the speedsters, are not, they're missing their engages. All right. Looks like Abyss Order's on the board. At the top, though, it's time for win condition. Oh, yeah. Venusaur's coming in. Can we get a heavy slam? Oh, no. Venusaur's isolated. Nano eject. KO. Honestly, walk that in. That objective don't matter if you're too far ahead. Walk that in. Looks like D4's got the memo. It's just a Gardevoir. Looks like they're going to defend this pad. Snorlax is going to push him away. Push him away. Zapdos is going to ult the pad. Team fight is over here, folks. A guaranteed score, but Gardevoir's going to ult that pad. Somebody score. Monokuna goes down, but here comes the Fly. Talonflame, what are you doing? That pad didn't go in yet. All right. Well, the bonus of Regieleki being there and finally going in is that it gives D4 time to do other things. They can still score at the end of the day. Now Abyss Order has to get this objective without the Gardevoir ult, but they still have Venusaur. Yep, Gardevoir secures it. Snorlax goes down.
Go score!
Time to go score. D4 falling apart here. There is the freeze. Talonflame is going in. They just have to stop these scores. They all have to just play defense. That's all they have to do. Down goes Big Zap. The only one left is Snorlax. He couldn't stop that score. Talonflame going for a back cap, but that's not going to be enough. Snorlax just needs to live. He just needs to live. Backup's coming. He just needs to live. Well, that's going to be very bad news for D4.
I don't think they know.
I don't think they know. So, all right. Final score here. Abyss Order on the comeback. They held it down. They came back. This is good. Final score is going to be revealed here. 512 to 564. Very close. Now, I will say, D4 had the right idea. They got the Regieleki. The lane was open. They walked it down. They saw the hard defense from Abyss Order. And they have a Gardevoir Unite. It's going to be very hard to push that pad. But because so many members were on top of their home pad, I believe D4 should have cut their losses and immediately, and I mean immediately, run to go rip the Rayquaza objective. They had the time to do so. They kind of did a split push because not all members of D4 was there to actually try to push in that Regieleki. If they had all been there, it would have worked out. If they had all decided to go work Rayquaza at that moment. It actually worked out. The split push kind of hurt them there. Costed them this game, in my opinion. But checking out the final stats, Turkey with 11 KOs, he was gaming, but not gaming hard enough. The MVP is going to be Moltres Knight, Abyss Orders Knight. 7 KOs, 4 assists. Data will also support this. 85,000 damage dealt. Second only to Shorik Zapdos. Good stuff. Let's see what happens into game number 2. As a reminder, this is All-Star mode, and with a little bonus, the mons that have been banned during each of the games also get banned in between the rounds. So 16 mons are gone, and that's a lot of heavy hitters that are gone. Well, I'm gonna take a short break as everyone gets ready. I think Night Wolf is discussing something with his team. We should be ready soon, and we get the ball rolling. Yes. All right, we are back for round number 2. D4 versus Abyss Order. The Abyss Order taking game number 1 with a comeback. As a reminder, once again, we are in All-Star mode, so those 16 mons from game 1 are gone. You got the bans, right? Already?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Next on the chopping block is going to be, we're going to have Darkrai, we're going to have Suicune. These mons are obnoxious to deal with. So let's just get them out of here. Let's see, who is next? It's hard to say the adjustment that either team has to make in between games because it's just like a brand new like draft, like every game. It's like a series of game ones every game with a smaller mon pool. Well, looks like Abyss Order either intentionally not banning a second mon to leave some picks around, or we have a disconnect. We're going to wait for someone to complain. If not, we're going to proceed forward. First pick's got to be a strong pick, and they have chosen Trevenant. I do agree with this. One of the best defenders in the game, in my humble opinion. Trevenant is flexible. It can go into a lot of different types of comps. It has coveted skills. Let's see what the next two picks for Shorik are going to employ. We have a Pikachu, or we have a Vaporeon. Pikachu is a pretty good mage coming into its own again since being buffed up. We have Vaporeon here. Vaporeon is very flexible. It can also go to many different team comps, like most defenders. It could be a healing support. It could be a dive engager. Or it could just be a flat-out defender. Who knows? You're going to have to adjust accordingly. Right now, we have Abyss Order. They're showing Hoopa and they're showing Espeon. More flexible picks. They haven't revealed their cards just yet, but as the last two picks are being chosen, you're going to kind of have to show your cards here. For example, they're going to be relying on Latios a lot for primarily their damage, so we're going to have a lot of mons that can peel and support those Latios. This looks like to be a Protect the President composition from the Division 4 side. But back over on Abyss Order, we have a lot of early scalers. We have Hoopa, we have Espeon. They're there to support. They have anti-dive capabilities. They can advance. They can push if they need to. It's a pretty balanced comp so far. The last two picks are Garchomp and Urshifu. That looks to be a Water Bear, given the item set. And one if he wants to dive in and deal with that Latios. Same with the Garchomp. Buzzwole can only deal with one of them at a time. This comp wants to go in, and the rest of the mons support that theory. Meanwhile, D4 is a Protect the President composition. There's Latios and its bouncers. Look at that. They have the Sing Wigglytuff. That is a good partner for Latios. Sing drops their special defense, and as you know, Latios is a special attacker. So that's a good synergy right there. Gonna have Buzzwole trying to punch the opposition. It has a Floatstone and actually might invade. Invading with Buzzwole is actually a lot of fun. I've done that plenty of times in ladder to great success. A lot of preparations are about to wrap up here. We're finally gonna tick into game number 2. These are still good comps. These are still well put together comps. I also especially like the Espeon pick. Espeon likes to deal with bulky frontline. It has the Psy Shock. It has the Psy Beam. That's gonna be put to good use here. Finally, about time to load in. These loading screens are long. That's not really long for Switch 2 or phone. Someone's a Switch 1 user. Everyone point and laugh at that man. He's poor. Ha ha ha. Get your money up, gang. Get those bands. We're gonna have Pikachu and Vaporeon head to the bottom. That is a pretty strong bottom lane. Decent secure there. They're gonna be going up against Trevenant and Espeon. Espeon, once it reaches level 4, this is gonna be a very different story. Let's see who gets these secures. This is Rayquaza, so the contested form shows up on the top side towards the bottom. Who's gonna get this one? It is going to be Espeon. Back at the top, we're gonna have Gibble and Hoopa going up against Buzzwole and Jigglypuff. Hoopa is a good lane partner. It could stop everyone's secures with its first move. That's gonna fall toward a whoa! Massive damage here. Let's call that hyperspace hole. Let's preserve his life. We're gonna have a 3-on-3. Make that a 4-on-3. Pikachu is rotating towards the top. All right. This one's gonna stay at the bottom, trying to get this Trevenant online. It has its mission. That is a wicked blow, Urshifu. Hiya! Wait, it got stuffed! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Double KO for the Latios. A huge start for D4, and now it's time to invade. That's still gonna be tough for the Latios. It doesn't have a lot of damage here. There's a meteor. Just in time, and they took the buff. Hey, it's time to bail. You've done more than enough, soldier. No, he wants stacks. He wants the smoke. There's the E-check to maintain his positioning, be right next to that Wigglytuff. Espeon's coming in very quickly, trying to get some damage out, trying to stop the bleeding. A whiff, Psy Shock. There is the Sing. There is easy damage for Latios. Uh-oh. Dragon Rush. Pushing the opposition, but no follow-up. Urshifu's gonna be all over that center farm all by itself. Let's check him out right now. He's gonna probably move towards the bottom. He's not gonna finish the farm. That's interesting. He's gonna back up his team. That's a bit of a missed opportunity there. Does no one want this? Easy secure for Latios. That is a Sing into more damage. Yep, that's the follow-up. Buzzle got his hands on Hoopa. There's the Aqua. Oh. There's the flip turn from Vaporeon. Interesting. Yep, he needs the stuns. Double KO for Buzzwole. Not bad, not bad, not bad at all. I especially like the level scaling for Division 4. They only have really 2 late scalers, and Buzzwole and Latios, and they're being very well supported. We're gonna have Gibble and friends ripping through that Regieleki. He's gonna walk in, they're gonna get some good points. Whoa, Wigglytuff came in on time, but I don't think it wants to. Oh, alright, I see. It wants to make sure Regieleki can't keep walking. Good choice. Towards the bottom here. Yep. Not enough time for them to run all right over there. A lot of damage for Latios. He's getting a lot of good stacks. Oh, Hoopa, wait, hold on. You're taking damage. There's Latios controlling space with the Draco Meteor. I believe that is 4 meters, so that is at least 50 Eon stacks for Latios. Keep an eye on Vaporeon here. It is scoping out the competition, getting some vision. Doesn't want to quite go for the secure just yet. Yeah, it's got eyes on 2. It's going to have to bail. Flip turn's such a good move. So much mobility and stun. Let's actually keep another eye on him. He's not leaving just yet. This is a flip turn muddy water. All right, it might have gotten caught here. It's gonna ult in, but it got KO'd right out of it. Buzzwole's gonna ult in. Not caring too much about Espeon's ult. Hoopa gets away. Yep. Buzzwole loves fighting all-arounders because it is the ultimate all-arounder. It's playing a different game. Some say it's actually playing Tekken. There is the Sing, there is the uppercut, there is the slam. Yeah, get that 40 in, get that 35 overcap. There's another Sing. Latios, turn around! Oop! Yep, down goes Buzzwole. Another telekinesis. Whiffed on the Draco Meteor. Wigglytuff's gotta go down for that. Another whiff Draco Meteor, but I believe that has 5 meteors. That is at least 75 Eon stacks. Audio's coming back in, trying to get the steal there, but I couldn't quite get it. There's the Vaporeon ult, but it whiffs. Back at the bottom, Hoopa's calling in the opposition. Hoopa's calling in the cavalry. That is secure for Registeel. Now they can push this. It looks like D4 is going to give up on that bottom pad. That's A-okay. That means more farm for them. More farm that is needed. They want to get to the 12s and 13s. Look at all those double slaps. Espeon waiting patiently in the bush for the side shock, side beam combination. Everything's pretty much quiet right now heading into this late game. About a minute 30 left until the final objective, Rayquaza for game 2. Looks like Abyss Order is going to work their way towards the bottom. They're not going to fight for this. Vaporeon is there for vision. Not a lot of farmers available, but it's starting to tick right in. We're going to have Buswell head out. We're going to have Latios stay. He wants more stacks. He wants to get to at least 100. Speaking of, more has shown up. Lotus is all over that. And there is the secure on that farm. 250. One more objective is going to show up. The final objective before the final objective. Actually make that 2. Top side is going to be a Regimisty. That means bottom side is going to be Regieleki. We're going to have Urshifu getting right out of there. Yep. Vault Tackle is tough to deal with. Garchomp goes down. Not ready to pull the trigger. It's not time yet. But they will create space because of that. Is Hoopa looking to ult in? There's no way, is it? Hoopa's trying to stop the Regieleki secure, but they're just gonna get it. Let him have it. They already had ult, so it's not dying for ult charge. That's a questionable choice. Well, Vaporeon is pushing in really hard to try to bait out some resources while using one of its own. All right, there is the chase. GLaDOS is going to be a key player here. Bustle has moved in. There is the Espeon ult for the anti-dive. Hoopa secures the objective with Hoopa unbound. Not bad at all. Time to score. Looks like Abyss Order is gonna take game number 2. Also, can't do too much here. Lotus is bringing on the pain. One more. That's 3. Only Latios and Pikachu remain. And if they score this, that's not enough. They would need to score basically 4 times to win this. Only 35 seconds remain. This is pretty much a wrap for game number 2 here. Pikachu taking major damage, but is able to live. But Hoopa's here. They don't have a shield. Hoopa's calling in the rest of his friends. Friend, in this case. Pikachu goes down. Yep, uppercut. Shoryuken. KO. You win. They pouring with the 80 up top, but that's nowhere near enough here. Really strong showing from both teams, but Abyss Order cinching another win. Not bad at all. Taking a look, final score 320 to 594. Looking at the details page, MVP is going to be Cuffle, the Urshifu. The Dark Bear with the wicked blow with these wicked stats. 9 KOs, 2 assists, 84 overall rating, and 140 points scored. Strong showing. Looking at the battle data, damage is a bit low across the board outside of Latios here with 83,000 damage dealt. Not bad at all. But hey, Abyss Order kept it together. They got their damage where they needed to happen, and they cinched out a win. And with the Hoopa secure. Strong showing. We'll be right back. We're going to set up game number 3 of this set. Stay tuned. Abyss orders on match point. Oh, you guys going to do it a game right now, or? Okay. Yeah, I'll just join that. Let me know. I'll be hopping on over. Let me punch in that. All right, good luck to D4. And Abyss order. See you. All right, finally, we're back again. We're going to be pivoting into this other set now. This is between DFs Amethyst versus Persephone. DFs are orange team, Persephone are purple team. Pulling up the scoreboard here. I have gotten them backwards. I have to fix that. But let's get on to these bands. This is round one for these guys. Some interesting bands so far. We have Psyduck, we got Articuno, and we also have Meganium and Moltres. Quite interesting bands so far, but not unexpected. These are very powerful mons. Just getting them off the board. All right, got that updated. Excellent. All right, we'll pull that up later. Now back to it. Let's see these picks. All right, the champ is usually banned first, but now we get to actually see him. First pick. Good all-arounder. Can pretty much choose the tempo of fights. That is going to be followed by an Umbreon and a Rapidash. This team wants to go in on you. This is looking to be an engagement comp. Over on the other side for DFs, they're a bit reserved. They're picking up Snorlax, they're picking up Blissey. These mons are versatile. They can fit on many different comps. But they're going to have to reveal their hand here with their next two picks. We're going to have we're going to have Mewtwo X. Please, I love this guy. Yes, Mewtwo X. Personal favorite of mine, along with Mew. All right. This team might be, wait, hold on. Well, next two picks for Persephone is Dodrio as well as Sableye. Is this a score comp? This could be. All the pieces are there. We have Axel as the last pick for DF. Bit of a bounce comp. They also want to engage, but it's going to be hard to keep up with all these speedsters and Machamp on the other team. This is definitely looking to be a dive comp that's showing up here for Persephone. Well, one mon is put on the amulet coin. Just the one. This is going to be very interesting to see. If Persephone gets its levels, DF is going to have his hands full. He's going to have to be very careful. All right. As you guys know, it's always going to come down to execution. Let's just see how these guys execute. I'm going to leave the camera here on one of them. I got to fix something in the background. Let's keep an eye on Sableye, already coming to an invade. Oh, there he goes, running straight in. We have Snorlax on standby. Actually, towards the bottom, Absol already got the secure on the blue buff. Sableye's like, well, no value here. I just got to leave. Not quite giving up. I believe he stole that one. Absol's not doing much damage. What? Oh, there it is. KO on the Sableye. Hopefully he bought enough time for his team. Back towards the top. Mewtwo X is just holding his own till he reaches level 5. A bit of a split here. 3-on-2 on top. KO down bot. Let's check this out. Yep, Aptos reaches level 5. Make that 6. Honestly, you should counter invade. Looks like he read my mind. Heading towards the enemy blue buff. Are one of them gonna get this? Yep. It's gonna be Absol. Good timing. Gonna head down to the bottom, and he is out of there. No glory for you here, Umbreon. You gotta bail. Cut your losses. Mewtwo is Mega Evolved here. Keeping people out. Can't do much more here. That is a big solo beam for secure. But Absol coming to clean up on Galarian Rapidash. Now everyone's gonna head to the top, but Champ's like, forget this, I am out of here. And got a lot of damage here. Absol's not letting up at all. There's the full here, but I believe he's gonna get KO'd here. Well, overextended a little too hard. Well, Mewtwo is back on the scene. Top objective, Regieleki. Towards the bottom here, we're gonna have A9. Oh, sorry, not A9. We're gonna have Umbreon and Rapidash trying to get some scores in. No avail. Not a big overcap at the bottom. Not a big deal. Rapidash is already all over this Regirock. They want the buff. They want the experience. All right, who's gonna get it? Rapidash trying to time this just right. It is Umbreon with the ultimate. So far. Oh, there's the Absol ult. That's not gonna be enough though. He is gone. Right now, Persephone's doing a very good job of the hit and run style. They have all the mons for it. It's hard to get experience off of these guys. DF is gonna have to really rely on just getting farm for levels. And getting picks where you can. You two being backed up with the coaching of Mew is gonna be able to live that one. All right, they're gonna head to the top here. Who's gonna be able to get this one? A champ. 2,056 damage dealt. Massive back chop to Machamp. He's gonna go down with the greatest of ease. Next on the block is Sableye. Double KO here. As Absol is proving to be a strong pick, he can actually fight back against all the roamers. Mewtwo X recalling. Snorlax with the break. So Drew's gonna try to get a 40 in himself. No one's on the pad. Yep, easy points. That is a break. If Regieleki's up top, WinCon is activated. There's Mewtwo X just fighting a Sableye on the pad at home base. Hey man, someone's got to do it. Back to Mew. They're not going to be able to rip that objective very fast. That gives Persephone plenty of time to do something. Oh, there's the secure there. It's just Umbreon at the bottom. Snorlax here with the stop. Just the mom to babysit this objective. All right, solo ulting. Yep, there it is. But champion ulting that Absol, much needed to get some experience back. And there he goes. Back in the center, Rapidash trying to get some more experience before we get to the late game officially. Looking at the bottom here. Trying to get some much little last minute levels. All over Dodrio. That's a flail axe. Dodrio's on the run. But getting chased down. Let's see if they can catch him. Nope, he's out of there. Well, we'll take a score as a consolation prize. Well, almost time for the Rayquaza objective for game 1. It's gonna be interesting to see how it plays out. There goes Rapidash. Easy. Sableye providing a lot of good and much needed vision for his team. Absol up top, guarding the Regieleki. It looks like Persephone doesn't want to play for it. They want to play for the brawl that's going to happen here at the bottom. And by brawl, I mean a lot of hit and run. Uh-oh. Who's gonna get it? Ma champion with the secure. Well, time to score.
Yeah.
3 members are gone from DFs. Time to get your reward. You have a Rayquaza buff. That's an easy score. Yep, there it is. The champ going down. Rapidash still in play. It has a buff. No, it doesn't, actually. Umbreon does. They're gonna make a 5-man push at the bottom. He's just gonna be a little bit late. Can't really stop anybody. I do like the decision for Persephone. He's like, hey, we're not gonna defend that. We're just gonna extend our lead. That is the right we have as the ones who have won this game 1. That is our right as those who are in advantage state. And the gap keeps widening. At this point, there's nothing more that DFs can do at this point. Pretty much gonna have to concede game 1. Strong showing for Persephone. This was a non-traditional comp, so I need a non-traditional answer. All right, final score, 894 to 465. Persephone's favor. MVP is going to be MQL on Dodrio. 295 points scored, 4 KOs, 3 assists, 82 overall rating. Stats are pretty low, but like this team wasn't really interested in fighting you. They're interested in just taking little advantages that add up very quickly. Battle data also reflects this. These are really low numbers, but they got the win, and that was the most important. They got the final secure on the last objective, and just took that home and scored. Interested to see what they come up with in game number 2. Stay tuned. have that other set finish up. All right. Well, just give the order and we can start. Check this one thing. All right. All right, cool. All right, back to these bands. They're going to get rid of some heavy hitters here. They're going to be losing. Let me switch over to the view. They're going to be losing all the Charizards so far. Just get them out of here. That is interesting. Persephone's team is funny. I like watching these guys play. They do things non-traditionally. Oh yeah, they said they don't like Megas this round. And DF says, like, hey, we don't like all-arounders, so we're in agreement. Well, these are some bands you don't really see at all. So, let's see how this game number 2 plays out. What will Persephone cook up next? I am on the edge of my seat. Looks like they're going to stay traditional. Right now, they're going to take up the Blastoise. Divs, you got to pick somebody, though. There it is. Buzzwole, thank you. All right. We got Alcremie, we got Buzzwole. Looks like we got our top lane. Oh. Uh-oh. Whenever someone picks a company, that's usually bad news for the other enemy team. Someone is getting enhanced. What could be Blaziken? Oh, it's going to be Metagross. All right. Metagross has a lot of shields. There are some mons that can play around it. I'm already thinking of one, but does the Fs have that in their pocket? Urshifu is one of them, but I was thinking of another all-arounder. It's risky, but it is a worthy investment. But hey, Slowbro isn't bad either. I gotta shut somebody down. That is a good choice. Last 2 picks for Persephone, we're going to have Mewtwo Y, and we're also going to have Scyther. Balanced composition here. But do not be fooled. That comp still wants to engage with you. Now, if they have Surf Blastoise, they could choose to do Water Spout Rapid Spin. You never know. Metagross always wants to go in, and this time it's going to be a lot harder to actually stop its Unite move. Mewtwo Y doesn't necessarily have to go in, but is pretty self-sufficient. And we have Scyther the Speedster. Or it could be Scizor. Who knows? Either one of them, well, they both want to engage. On the other team, we already know we have Alcremie. We have Buzzwole. The next 3 picks are going to be Slowbro. Probably for whoever Comfy's on. It could be the Scyther. It could be the Metagross. Those are the primary 2 candidates. We have Urshifu to kind of punch through shields and to lock somebody in. And we also have Bells on Inteleon. Now, I doubt this is going to be a snipe shot Inteleon. It's most likely going to be a liquidation Inteleon. Snipe shot might not be the move here. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. I would love to be proven wrong. That means I get to learn something. All right, back to the match. Game number 2. Let's get active once again. We're gonna have Squirtle and Mewtwo head to the bottom. Scyther is gonna be the jungler here for Persephone. Up top, Comfy and Metagross. Comfy is gonna be combing through the center here, trying to get vision. Looks like they're gonna do a double invade. Coming on in. Oh, I just missed the water gun for the secure. Well, Urshifu's already gonna immediately give up on the jungle. That is an interesting choice. That just leaves Mewtwo Y to hold it down by itself. Mewtwo Y is not prepared to do such a course of action. It can hold it down as long as it can, though. Interestingly enough, the rest of Persephone is not choosing to back up Mewtwo Y. They got their own things to do. They gotta get set up for the mid-game. We're gonna let this bus whole stack a bit. They're also gonna let it go and mark more stacks. Scyther's all over this Alcremie. Big scores here. Usually this follows another invade. Wartortle has rotated back towards the bottom to help out Mewtwo Y, who's level 5. See? Told you Mewtwo Y is self-sufficient. We're gonna have another invade here. Let's check this out. Now it's Scyther's turn. Yep. Alcremie is overextended. There's no one to support it. We still have a Kubfu. That's nowhere near good enough right now. This is now Scyther's jungle. And as Mewtwo's reward, he's gonna have a piece of his own jungle. Rotating back to the top. It's about to get loud. Yep, KO. Back towards the bottom here. DFs is regrouping, trying to get this Urshifu leveled up a bit. Mewtwo Y is holding it down at level 6, almost level 7. It's another power spike. Wartortle needs Surf. It can't really defend much with Water Gun. Excuse me, Hydro Pump. It's gonna go down. Scyther's now here, back in the fight. Mewtwo Y has Mega Evolved. Down goes Urshifu. Next is Alcremie. Wait, no, they're gonna let him go. Mewtwo ain't gonna like it sitting down. Scyther is now ulted. As everyone disengaged. Mewtwo has found its target. KO. Scyther is also disengaged. Yep, massive Hydro Pump. Pickup on Slowbro. I really appreciate the presence of mind for Persephone. He's like, hey, they got an Urshifu in the jungle. Let's just double invade it. Mewtwo Y is self-sufficient. It'll be fine in lane. It just has to survive. Meanwhile, we'll get some stacks in for the jungler too, because they're gonna have their hands full. Scyther is running amok. There's the Mewtwo Y ultimate. No follow-up, though. They're going to let that Regieleki walk right in. A dodge on a snipe shot intel. Another dodge. No, wait. Scyther gets hit. Blastoise gets hit. Now, if Comfy would heal up his other battle buddy, that'd be nice. Nope. Comfy's already got its mission. Blastoise going to have to go back to base. Well, things are slowing down again. Not too much farm is available. Mewtwo Y should have some sort of vision. A big snipe on Mewtwo Y. Making it a bit passive here. Right there, coming in from an off angle. That is a big whiff. On the Blastoise. He's so huge, how he whiffed twice! He's gonna have to get out of there and try again. Scyther is A-okay with leaving that pack away. There is the pickup on Mewtwo Y, and there's an ultimate on Blastoise. You're not gonna stall. We're gonna get these scores in. Everyone do math quickly. Hurry. Excellent. They've stopped the bleeding a bit, point-wise. That Comfy's been on a ride for a minute. I could show you the world down in the enemy jungle. Gonna have Metagross coming down here towards the bottom. Looks like they're gonna fight for the bottom objective. Which Reggie is it gonna be? It is gonna be a Reggie of Mystery. That means up top it's gonna be Regieleki. There is another Blastoise ult, and that's huge. Followed by a Mewtwo, followed by a Hydro Pump. They're gonna engage. Dagger's going in. Go, 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 go! What a beautiful engage. Scyther, time to score it in. 24 overcap. All right. Due to Comfy also being on this team, Persephone has quite a few bulky frontliners that want to engage with you. We're gonna have... Oh, wow, that is his callback animation. Interesting. Persephone's gonna give up the top pad. Slurpo's gonna get a juicy ult on Scyther, which means he's also gonna get Comfy. A 2-for-1. A buy one, get one. That's the downfall of Comfy. You get it's the one he's on, you get it Comfy himself, usually. UTY just getting some much in the farm. Already at level 12, about to be 13 pretty soon if all ends well. Blastoise playing its life. Intel really wants to hit this Blastoise, but to no avail. I do appreciate what DFs is doing. They realize they can't stop all these off angles that Scyther's putting himself in, so they're going to try to get an advantage wherever they can. That's why the score is the way it is. They're still being competitive. But let's not get it twisted. Let's not undersell Persephone. They are on the ball. They are the aggressives. They are making DFs playing at their tempo. Some good snipe shots from Intel. They're banking on a decisive grab from the Snorlax or Buzzwole and then a snipe shot to follow. 25 seconds until the Rayquaza spawns in. Nice and slow. Everyone's congregating in towards center. It's time for the final fight. Scyther coming in from the flank. Everyone is ulted. That's a huge serve. That means death. A Gyro Ball. U2Y all over Snorlax, and the objective is gone. Gonna end the game early here. End game 2. Let's just save some time. We already know what happens next. This is the Rayquaza buff. You can't really stop the score. Urshifu can, but not the rest of them. All right, all right, all right. Final score 279 to 216. A dominant team fight from Persephone, holding it down. MVP this time around is gonna be, well, gonna be MPQL again. 4 KOs, 5 assists. Not bad. 139 points scored. It was the only one mainly able to score before the final objective showed up. Looking at the battle data, that's good damage. When Mewtwo is your damage with your leading damage dealer in the entire lobby, that's a good sign. That's a good Mewtwo. Good stuff to Chimmy. 65,000 damage dealt. Looking forward to see more of this player. Not so much Mewtwo. Mewtwo is going to be banned now, as there are the rest of these mons. I believe my co-host has got them jotted down. I can move on to the next screen. And don't go away. We're going to move on to this next game for game number 3. Persephone on match point. Stay tuned. thought I lost you.
No, they want to catch an attitude with me when they didn't show up.
Wait, who?
DFs, because they're not answering me on pick, and I'm just like, bro.
Where is this happening? In the match scheduling or the general chat?
The game chat, the general chat, their VC chat.
What the hell? What's wrong with these people? Oh, with the way the games are progressing, DS won't be in this set much longer. Checking out these bands here. Oh, they're kind of just everywhere. Yep, this is round 3, so not too much mons are available that are on the stronger side. Oh, there's one strong mon right there who's just always just that guy. It's Zapdos, first pick. Good choice. Let's see what they can build around it. We're going to have Persephone, our purple team, going to pick up on Pikachu, and looks like it's going to be a Mamoswine. That is going to be a devastating lane. Both are excellent lane partners. Mammoth is passive to increase its defenses as it does damage, and Pikachu is just stun bot. Just a big old stun bot. Now, Nightwolf, there is, since there was a delay, I just played an ad, but hey, man, I don't control what the ads are. At least I don't think. You're just going to have to hold that. Now, there would be less ads if people were ready on time. You could blame them for that. We're going to have Crypto on Greedent. Greedent with an Eldegoss. What is that Greedent up to? What is he planning? Probably just to be a general annoyance. Next 2 picks over for Persephone. We're going to have Blaziken, and we're also going to have Decidueye. Decidueye is a good pick.
Bro, you waited for like 5 minutes. You couldn't do it then.
All right, we're back, folks. Sorry about that. Checking this out here. I heard a lot of mammal swan in the background. 850 has already passed. We have a level 5 greeting here, making a mess of things. Is gonna rotate out over towards the top, perhaps. That's gonna be an icing to get the farm to get an easy secure for the Desi, who needs to reach level 7. It is 8. That means there's Duino available. Sorry, Altaria. That is going to be a KO on the Pikachu. Next on the chopping block is going to be Talonflame and then Greedent. This turret's just so much damage. Hang towards the bottom here. Zapdos holding it down. Gonna have a rude awakening very soon. The rest of his friends are here. Hamilton Danger's gonna have to back up. Yep, that boost auto locks on, so you can't quite get away that easily. Not quite a moment for Zacian to go, sorry, Zero Aura to go in there, so he's just gonna let that one go. Gonna be on top of Greedent. Look at him go. He's a luchador. I'm gonna call him Nacho Libre. Look at him, look at that skin. That's gonna be a Spirit Shekel Desi. Has a eyes on, yep, Zapdos, that should be an easy KO, but Talonflame's gonna get an easy KO on the Decidueye, bringing everyone to the right. Big Plasma Gale for Zero Aura is gonna get a cleanup double KO on Greedent and Talonflame. Back at the top, we're gonna have Blaziken being all over this objective. Pikachu gonna stall out for a little bit. There's a Dragon Rush, but he's gonna get Volt Tackle for his troubles. Almost time for the overheat. And it might be a little too early. Down goes Blaziken. He just can't really stop that one, but he's gonna go down with a fight. Well, there goes Zapdos once again. A bit of a whiff on the Brave Bird. He might regret that Blaze Kick. Nope. His score animation shifted him. Uh-oh. Garchomp has ulted, but no pickups. Gotta go down to Zero Aura. They just escaped the Zap Cannon. That's huge. That goes Talonflame all over the Decidueye. What? Oh man, he almost had a double KO right there. Yeah, Decidueye is a rough choice into this. Decidueye is just gonna have to focus on getting as much value as he can before he goes down. Honestly, looks like Zero's trying to get an ult charge. He's got enough, he's gonna bail. Honestly, yeah, don't break that top pad. There is the Greedent ult. Volt Tackle, and yep, goes down. Not enough damage there. I will say this, Zapdos has been having quite a rough game, just like the Decidueye. No love for these attackers right now. There it is. Zero Aura's got to keep that Talonflame in check. He's always got to keep his health low. Give his teammates a fighting chance. Down goes Garchomp. There's the Desi ult. That's a good one. Talonflame is nowhere to be seen. Not enough damage though. They're going to have to give up on that push on the pad. They did get some value out of it. Zero Aura is level 13. It should be an easy Reggie secure. There it is. Back at the top though. Another easy secure, but this time for Regieleki over for DFs Amethyst. Mammo's gonna be there to stonewall it. There's gonna be a huge discharge, but Zero Aura just does too much damage. Doesn't want to break it just yet. He's looking for a bigger overcap, a good discipline. 38 overcap. Now that is a teammate. Pikachu is in a bit of danger. Well, not anymore. He got KO'd. No back caps for him over here. We're gonna have some form being stolen. Now Blaziken's in danger. Gonna have to eject and Blaze kick out of there. Well, things are winding down. The score is 249 and 142. Persephone is in the lead by a good margin. Green probably looking for a back cap. "25 seconds remaining until Rayquaza spawns in, and perhaps for the final time. Remember, Persephone's on match point." All right. Rayquaza spawned in. Let's see the engagement. Looks like, yeah, Persephone's not wasting any time. We're gonna start hitting it. No one's making a move just yet. They're now gonna keep hitting it though. Green has made its move, taking a lot of damage, but they have Elagos to help heal it off. The more time they waste on Rayquaza, the higher its health is gonna be. Uh-oh. Big engagement on the Desi. This poor little guy. There's the Buddy Berry ult with the Mammoth Swipe. Pikachu's gonna ult now. They have caught them. Talonflame's gonna ult to try to get out of there. Oh boy, everyone's went down. Oh my god, Blaziken's going platinum right now. 2 huge KOs. Keeping these guys up. These two cannot rip the objective. They should go for a score. Oh no, Mammal's right there, but it has the score shield, lit it bit enough. No, he got in front of him. All right. They're in the lead. They'll take it. 50 seconds remain. Yep, Green's gonna go down. They can rip it now. Yep, they're gonna go for it. Desi is ulted. That is a lot of damage. That is so much damage on the objective. Talonflame has bursted into the Zero Aura. And the snipe shot secure? On the Spirit Shackle secure? Good stuff to Decidueye. Yep, that should be game. Another strong showing to Persephone. Though Amethyst kept it pretty competitive, especially on that last game there. Well, they were definitely the favorite to win that game, but it looks like Persephone kept their composure. They got the secures where they needed. Blaziken got an amazing double pick. If he went down and he didn't get those picks, that would have been a very different game number 3. But final score here, 249 to 286. Look at the details one more time. MQ will obviously the MVP. 132 points scored, easy. 12 KOs, 5 assists, 90 overall rating. He was dominating this game. Absolute dominance. Checking out the battle data. Damage follows suits. Damage tells the same consistent story. 85,000 damage dealt by just Zeraora himself. Damage leader by a lot. Well, looks like we've covered all the matches we have today. We had 3 different sets. We covered a full set of the first one. I believe that was Sunder versus No Sweat. We covered some games for Abyss Order. And we covered all the games for Persephone and Amethyst. So looks like we're going to call it here. No interviews this time. Feeling a bit under the weather. I'm just going to chill for a bit. We'll get some interviews next time. Canceling for a while now. But I hope you guys enjoyed the games. As you know, this will be uploaded very soon. This will be published first on Twitch under GS2_Unite, so you can look forward to that. You guys have a good night, and thanks for stopping by. You wonderful people, you beautiful people. Stay frosty.
Bye-bye.